Hello and welcome to Simon's Simple English and IELTS. I'm Simon. In today's video, I'm going to look at how I would answer a very difficult part 2 question in IELTS speaking. This is the most difficult IELTS speaking part 2 question that I've ever seen, and I'm going to go through exactly what I would do to answer it and how I would answer it. I'm going to give you a model answer at the end, and we're going to go through the vocabulary as well. Also, I've got something to give you. I'm going to give you $10 for free when you sign up for italki. italki is a website where there's thousands and thousands of native speakers and also teachers like me that can help you with your IELTS, and particularly with your IELTS speaking. It's very important that you get feedback on your speaking and your writing to make sure you're not in any bad habits, and so you know exactly where you need to improve. So check out the link in the description below, and that's going to get you $10 for free when you sign up. And that could even be 1 or 2 lessons. Right, without further ado, let's get started. Answering difficult IELTS speaking part 2 questions. So this is the question we're going to look at. Describe your favorite type of curtain. You should say what it is, where you saw it, what it looked like, and explain why you liked it so much. And as I said, I think this is probably one of the most difficult IELTS speaking part 2 questions I've ever seen. So when many of my students are dealing with a question like this is the type of response that I get. I'm going to talk about the curtains in my bedroom, which are a light green colour. They go really well with my bed cover and look really smart. I think they are made of cotton, but I'm not sure. I'm a big fan of green as it reminds me of nature. I love the way the curtains look, and they match my bed cover and look great together. Yes, I think these are my favourite curtains. So they get to a certain point, and then they start to repeat themselves, and they run out of things to say. And this you don't want to happen in part 2, because you want to be able to speak for at least 1.5 minutes, if not 2 minutes. So you can see here, the really match with my bed cover and look really smart, and then I started to repeat myself a little bit. I said they match my bed cover and look great together. So I'm almost saying the same thing because I'm running out of ideas. I have nothing really more to talk about because the cue card said just talk about the curtain. Why do you like them? What do they look like? And that's exactly what I did. Right, a better approach for this question. How's about we tell a story? Part 2, a lot of questions work very well if you tell a story. And what do we have in a story? We have a beginning. We have a middle. And we have an end. So let's look at the cue card again. Let's look at the question card. Describe your favorite type of curtain. Now the bullet points are what it is, where you saw it, what it looks like, and explain why you liked it. These are good. It's good to answer these bullet points. But remember, these bullet points are just a guide. You don't have to answer these, and you can answer different questions that you set yourself. So I've got a few more bullet points that I think would make my answer a little bit more interesting and easier to talk about. So I'm talking about a curtain that I bought. Why you bought it? Why did I buy it? When you bought it? Where you bought it? How much it cost? And what attracted you to it? So with the bullet points they've given me and these bullet points, I think I can tell a better story and make my answer a lot more interesting without repeating myself so much. So let's have a look at my second attempt at this. I've decided to tell you about my new shower curtain, which I recently purchased for my flat. The reason that I needed to go curtain shopping was that the old shower curtain was ripped and thoroughly worn out, and the whole bathroom was getting soaked whenever I took a shower. I had been on the lookout for one for a while, but I came across one on Saturday, which really caught my eye. I'm an avid sailor and into everything nautical, so when I saw that this curtain was decorated with the most beautifully stunning classic sailing boats, I couldn't resist. To be honest, it was a little pricey for what is essentially just a piece of plastic, but I decided to push the boat out and get it. When I got it home, I put it up straight away and it really looks great. Now every time I'm in the shower, I can stare at some of the most beautiful transportation designs in human history. Right, so that was my answer. Let's have a look at the vocabulary. I think you'll agree that my answer was a lot more interesting and that I didn't repeat myself. So grammar. I've decided to tell you about this is the present perfect tense. So to make sure that we're showing lots of different types of grammar to the examiner so they can give us a good mark for grammatical range and accuracy, it's a good way to start is I've decided to tell you about, I've decided to talk about, something like that, showing the present perfect, which I recently purchased for my flat. This is a relative clause. Vocabulary, we've got worn out. It's a phrasal verb. And that's used so much that it's broken. On the lookout for is a phrase, and that's searching for. So we could say to come across, but here I've said came across, which is a phrasal verb. And remember, we've got to show less common and idiomatic language to the examiner to get band 7 or more in lexical resource. To came across equals to find, but in the past tense. Caught my eye is an idiom, and that's attracted my attention. Nautical is an adjective, and that's concerning boats and sailors. Beautifully stunning, this is a phrase, so I'm using an adverb and an adjective. Beautifully stunning, we could have said stunningly beautiful, but it's extremely attractive really. Pricey, it's an adjective, means expensive. Push the boat out is an idiom, and that's to spend a lot of money. To put it up is a verb, and that's to construct or erect something. So that's my way to make this answer better and to tell a better story for part 2. What would you talk about to answer this question? Let me know in the comments below. If you want to see some more IELTS speaking answers, check out this playlist here on IELTS speaking answers part 1. And check out my most recent videos on IELTS speaking part 1 answered about shoes here. Don't forget to hit that like button if this has been useful for you. You can also share it with your friends or other people that are working towards their IELTS. Thanks for joining me. Great to see you. And I really look forward to seeing you next time. Thanks very much. Bye-bye.